So welcome back to the channel. Let's jump right in and talk about my monthly planning system. Side note, if you want to know how I developed my annual goals, feel free to check out yesterday's video. I'll have the link in the description box below. But anyway, let's talk monthly planning. I first start with quarterly planning. So armed with my core desired feelings and the yearly goals as I've written them out in the compass assessment, that's the Makse Life quarterly companion notebook set. Comes with a small book that has the compass assessment and space for your annual goals in it. So armed with that, core desired feelings, blah, 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 I sit down and I plan out when I want to reach these goals. When do I want to have things accomplished? So milestones. If it's an annual goal, by the end of the year, I want to have such and such. But breaking that down, then each month I need to have a milestone. I need to have done so many tasks or reached a smaller goal in order to be moving toward that annual goal. So I will sit down and write down these goal milestones and completion dates into the monthly layouts in the quarterly companion notebook that I've chosen to use for the first quarter. Now, these companion notebooks house basically the meat of the Makse Life goal setting and planning system. They just don't come with that weekly or a daily planner layout. So they're just the compact weekly reflections and action steps. So after that, once I've gotten those milestones and things written down, then it's on to planning out the month. So of course, this being December, I'm planning for January. I start off though by doing a tarot reading, and I just got into doing tarot late 2021, and I've always had a kind of, I'm not going to call it mystical, but that's always been an aspect of my spiritual journey, is things like tarot. I'm not really that into astrological readings, astrology and such, but I do find some spiritual connection through those mediums. And so I've decided to incorporate tarot into my spiritual practice. So I sit down with my Writual tarot planner, and I'll do a tarot reading for the month. And this is basically just a guide for my spiritual practices throughout the year. So once I've done that, and I have all that information recorded, I've done a little journaling or whatever, I reach for my Plum paper planner. Now, I'm using the weekly layout, dated, as my general monthly planner. And so in it, I write any pertinent information about the month, such as when bills are due, birthdays coming up, any scheduled and confirmed events, appointments, meetings, and such that I'm going to. I'll add in my desired goal milestones, if any occur that month. And then, of course, my planned to-dos. Now, this is my master task list. I understand that not all of this may or may not be completed in the month, but it's kind of like, the brain dump. This is all that I'd love to have done, or rather, all that I would like to get done this month. And then lastly, I will pull out the appropriate monthly booklet from the Budget by Paycheck boxed set. It's basically the Budget Mom's big budget planner broken down into monthly booklets. And so I'll pull that out and get my monthly budget and stuff set up, in time to rock and roll for the month. And then I'll copy the basic information onto the desk pad calendar that I hang up on the wall next to my computer. And this is basically so I can look at my month at a glance, what meetings are coming up and such, without having to constantly flip through to the monthly pages in my planner. So can you tell me why this hardened tomboy, anti-rom-com, hate the stereotypical romance, has been binge watching international and American rom-coms? What's really going on? I mean, have we entered the Twilight Zone? Is that what it is? I am just, I don't know who I am anymore. Which leads me to the next fun segment I have planned for 2022. Check this out. So, I write non-traditional women's contemporary fiction romance. And I call it non-traditional because unlike the rom-coms I seem to be fascinated with these days, my leading ladies typically go through whatever they go through, learn to love and accept themselves, and then they find romance or not. Just depends on the day. And yeah, I really like them as characters. Well, of course I would. They are all aspects of me, or at least my fictionalized ideal self. Not quite Mary Sue's, because they go through some things. They have some flaws and some character ooh, deficiencies, character flaw. I said flaws, didn't I? Anyway, I hope that they're not Mary Sue's, right? They don't come across that way to me, but I'm the one that's channeling them, so I could be blind to the fact. If you have read any of my fiction, let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, let's do that. We'll get an outside opinion. But in the meantime, I really like my leading ladies, and so the plan is each month of 2022, instead of doing those typical 30-day challenges that you see, which, side note, most of them that I have seen, the little 30-day challenges, yeah, you can keep the whole cold showers, waking up at dark stupid every morning. You can keep all of that nonsense. Nope. I'm going to do something a little more fun, a little more on brand, shall we say. I'm going to live, well, I'm going to take traits, characteristics, habits, etc. from my leading ladies, and I'm going to live like them for 30 days, 31 days, 28 days, depending on the month, obviously, and see how that affects me overall. Because, like I said, I like them. They are idealized versions, fictional versions of me. And I want to see what it's like to be the leading lady in my own life. Huh. Cue the dramatic music, clutch the pearls, and feel free to skip the whole rom com, fall in love, meet cute, and all that happy crap, okay? Because that's not what we do here. And that's it. That's my monthly planning system. Going to wrap things up here for today. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, going to ask that you hit the like button. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Really hoping to grow my channel in the next year. So any new subscribers that join, of course, certainly appreciate it. So yeah, with that, let's call it a day. I'll see you in the next one.